Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We are here today for episode 1313. 13.
Favorite number.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, 13 is my favorite number.
Okay. Episode 13 of And Here We Are, the podcast. We are the Myths, Legends. We're going to talk about today work-life balance and how do you date, incorporate dating into your work-life balance life. So do you think there is a such thing as work-life balance?
Yeah. You can do anything, I think, that you put your mind to. You just have to prioritize. And that's pretty much it. But, you know, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. If you want to do it, you find a way.
Right. So do you think anything suffers in your attempt to kind of make sure that you're balancing everything out? Like, you're doing less of one thing because you're trying to do more of one thing?
Yeah, me.
You are the common factor?
I suffer. No. I mean, I try not to suffer, but, you know, there's a thing as burnout. Work life. There's a lot that's a lot. I mean, life in itself is a lot that goes on, I know, in my life.
Right.
You know, especially with a track season picking up just like every weekend from now until like August. You know, so it's a long time.
So how do you incorporate all the things and time for you into all of that? Like, how do you do it? How do you find time for you? Since you say you're the one that suffers. You don't?
I don't find time for myself the way that I should. Like I know. So I started just recently just getting up earlier, like an hour earlier in the morning. So instead of getting up at 5:30, I get up at 4:30.
Okay.
Now, the caveat to that is I have to go to bed a little bit earlier because I'm like, oh man, I can't be going to bed at like 12 o'clock and then want to get up at like 4:30 because then I'm really going to suffer.
Right.
So I go to bed a little bit earlier, but I find that 4:30 is peaceful. It's quiet, like the house is quiet. And there's nothing. It's like not a lot going on outside. I get the time to get up and slowly proceed into my day.
Ease into the day.
Yeah, like go meditate in my closet. I meditate in my closet. Go meditate in my closet. Go journal in my closet. And all that stuff. So I just take that a little bit of extra time in the morning to kind of, like you said, ease into my day. But you know, but it used to be that nighttime, like stay up a little bit later to try and push through and get things done. But then you dog dead tired by the time the morning comes, and then you tired because you done stayed up all like way longer than you should have.
Right.
Then you get up early, and then your next day suffers because then you like, I'm dragging ass. I'm just really dragging ass.
Right.
I can't get it.
You're like, I can't power through. I cannot.
Yeah, I can't. And you know, I'm lucky. I think for me, there's people that are going back into the office like you, like a couple days a week. Like I work from home completely 100%. So that is a really good work-life balance. That work from home. If you can do a work from home gig,
if you can get you some days at home,
if you can get you some days at home, I think that gives you a really good sense of work-life balance.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you find that, because I know that some people argue that when you are working from home,
but you don't work.
That's a lie.
I'm about to say.
I think that for me, I work more because one, you're not going out to lunch. Yeah. You just walk into the kitchen and getting something to eat or not. Like you said, the commute time. You're cutting out that hour or 45 minutes to an hour that you would be spending in the car on the way to work. That's 45 minutes that you're logging on. Like, I logged on Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning because I knew I wanted to end my day earlier. Yeah. But I started at 8 o'clock. Like, nobody was on. Yeah. So you start earlier. And if I didn't have something to do, I might have worked later. Yeah. Because my day ended because I needed it to end then. Yeah. But generally, it was Friday. Last Friday, I worked until 6:30. Yeah. I was working on something until 6:30 on Friday. And I started at the regular time. Yeah. So you can tend to work longer when you are working from home, but I think that you have to have the balance to be able to say, these are the hours that I'm giving to this, and then that's it.
Yep.
5 o'clock or whatever time is your quitting time at the zoo. Just quit. Just throw the seeds, throw the bananas in the cage, throw the elephant some food, and leave. Like I think that you have to kind of, because that's the only way that you're able to balance and not lose yourself in the job, and then they're getting more from you than they should be, and you're then suffering on some other end.
You suffer on the back end. You suffer some way at some point in commuting. When you mentioned commuting, I remember when I commuted, like if I just went straight from my home to the office, it was like a 30-minute commute. But because I had to drive all around the world, like I had kids to drop off at 2 different schools that their schools were like 30-35 minutes out away.
Right.
So there I am dropping kids off, and then drop one off, and then some other ones off, and then get on the road. So then I'm hitting traffic. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at hour 45, hour 50-minute commute one way.
Yeah.
So you figure almost 4 hours of commuting time in a day. That doesn't give you a pretty good work-life balance. And I did it that way because I had to get in extra early. And I felt horrible because Mia will be in, like, pre-care opened up at, say, like 6:15 or something or what. She was like, I'll be waiting for the people. Like, oh, you got to come on because I got to, I got to get on this highway. Come on. And like, let's go. And then she'd be the first one in pre-care and, like, the last one almost in, like, aftercare. Right. And that's a long 12-hour day for her. That's only being in that place. That's not to mention her getting up and starting her day.
Right.
So work-life balance is something that is hard to achieve, but definitely working from home, or even if you get to work from home a couple days a week, it does give you the semblance that you do have a life, like you can get some stuff done. Like you said, you can start a little bit earlier, end your day a little bit earlier, and get the time in. But there is a misconception, I think, when people feel like when you work from home that you really don't. Like you don't really want to. I work long. I think I work more hours.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, let me check these emails.
I'm always checking
my email. You hear your computer ping. Exactly. Like you hear it ping. Like, absolutely. You know what? Let me
jump up and see what that was.
Exactly.
I'm always checking my email from my phone in the bed, and if my computer's still logged on, let me respond to that really quick. That's all extra. So, finding that balance is a slippery slope. But what about as far as romance is concerned? How do you squeeze that in? I haven't finished the question. First of all, I haven't finished the question.
Was it a two-part question?
It was just one part that was incomplete.
Okay.
Are you ready? How do you incorporate romance into, how do you balance that into all the balls that you're juggling in the air at the same time? How do you think people can, if not you, since your face is all twisted up?
Because I was about to say, my answer's not going to change no matter how you put that question.
How can other people that want to do it?
I can tell you, I'm not doing it right now because that's not something.
When you were doing it, how did you do it?
When I did
it, wow.
Like that felt like years ago, man. I
don't understand.
Yeah, like I don't understand the question. No, it was, man, something had to give, And again, it's because what gave at that time was me working on the things that I wanted to make a priority. All of that took a back burner because I was too tired. Like by the time, you gotta go, you gotta spend time with people because it's just a level of compromise in a relationship. Like you can't be the person that they're always making the concerted effort to come and see you, or I'm making plans to do this and you not say anything. All right, so let's do this. All right, now I gotta spend time at your house. And as a Libra, I don't give a shit what anybody says. We do not like to stay at anybody's house. We don't like to stay overnight at anybody's house. We just get up and be like, we want to go home. We just want to go home.
I know.
So
I got one in the house.
Exactly. We don't like it. again, a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do in terms of the companies and the businesses and the things and the courses and stuff that I wanted to do, I never got around to do it because I'm like, I got to give my time and attention to this person, to this relationship. And, you know, even when I was married, it was like, I have to give my time and my attention to this. But I did, when they were little, Kyla was a baby and I was pregnant with Kyle. I went back for my master's and was working full time.
Okay.
And was married. And yeah, a lot going on. And when I tell you, it felt like those days was like 40 hours long. And
it's a 2-day day.
Exactly. I was like, man, this is a long day.
Right.
But again, if you wanted to, you would. Right. You know, but there's always something that has to take a back seat because you can't you can do it if you burn the candles at both ends, but then you stressed out. But you have to, I guess, prioritize is one thing. Make a schedule like, you know what, so this Monday, Wednesday, this day, okay, I'm going to work on this, and okay, for an hour, even if it's just an hour a day, right. 2 hours a day, or whatever, and break that up. And then just trying to compromise, you know, being in a relationship with somebody and compromise, it's hard. Like a relationship itself,
it's hard. Yeah,
it takes up a lot of time. If let me rephrase that. A relationship done the right way is hard. You know, okay. Because if you're being a good partner, it's like, okay, I have to, like, again, you have to compromise. And so you don't want to be the bad person by saying, no, I can't go this weekend, even if you haven't seen me, you know, all week. Sorry, I can't go this weekend because I want this course that I want to do. I need in like 4 or 5 hours, but I haven't seen you. So you feel bad, you know. Well, depends on who you are. You might feel bad. You might not. But
somebody else, not you.
Yeah.
So how do you think? Because you've done it. What types of things? Since you are looking in the window now, because you've already been inside that situation, what would you suggest that people do? Like, you know, how can you? Like you said, compromise is just a balancing act across the board.
That's what it felt like. Like everything was, you know how you equated to like a waiter and you keep putting stuff on,
putting dirty dishes on there.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure nothing falls. It's exhausting.
Right.
It's really exhausting. But I mean, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day.
True. And
you're not gonna get any more out of it, no matter how you slice it. But if you are a person who's good at time charting things, I don't care what it is. At this point in time, I know by 6 o'clock I should be doing this and stick to it. I really think I have undiagnosed ADD or something because I'll be like, at 6 o'clock, yeah, undiagnosed ADD.
It's diagnosed.
No, I'm not officially. I've not been officially diagnosed with it. But I think there's some form because I'll be like, okay, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, well, but before I can do that, I gotta exactly. I gotta do this, and this. I think it's just carving out time, making things a priority, making a person a priority. But then in some days it feels like everything is coming at you rapid speed, so fast. Works, you got, you know, you're on calls back to back with work. And then you like, oh, before you know it, the kids come home from school. Let me, you know, tend to her, or I gotta make dinner, or the dog needs to be walked, or you know, she has track practice, and oh no, she has this, and she has to be here. And then and that's only the stuff that's required for you to function. We're not even talking about the stuff that's fun. Yeah. Like, what do you do now? You like,
that's mommy time.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even have that, if at all?
Because it's hard to squeeze in getting your nails done. You know, it's hard to squeeze in getting your feet done around all this other stuff. I gotta be here to pick her up at this time, but then I got this. It's hard. Right. I don't even know if there is such a thing as work-life balance, because at some point it's never going to be like this.
It's never going to be even.
Yeah, it's always going to be something like this. Like you may try to keep it as even as possible, but sometimes it's at to like, you know, your detriment. Like, you're just tired.
That's true. Somebody on Twitter kind of said something about that. They said, I believe work-life balance is a myth. Rather, the key is to find rhythm and be engaged when you are at work and engaged when you are at home. Invest in relationships where you are and you'll feel, invest in relationships where you are and you'll feel more energized at work and home. You won't have balance, but you'll be fulfilled. So in other words, you know, if you're at track practice, be at track practice and be present then. And not be thinking about, all right, in 10 minutes I got to do this and that. That's what this person is saying, that they said that there's no, you have to find a rhythm in how today you have more time for this and less time for that, and tomorrow it's the reverse.
Well, I think also with that, that's like being present. They're trying to say like be present. Like if I'm at track practice, she's out there, by the time I get her there, say 2.5 hours. And I'm thinking, what can I do in that 2.5 hours?
Exactly.
You know,
how can I do something that I need to be doing?
Exactly. And it's typically me hopping on my phone if I'm doing a course or looking at creating like content or doing whatever. I'm like, I can use that 2.5 hours. I'm physically there. I'm present. But at the same time, it's like you're just kind of best utilizing your time. You're multitasking.
You're touching other points in your life.
Yeah, sometimes you have to multitask. So I understand why that person says you have to be present. Yeah, I'm present, but let me get this out, because by the time we get home, it's going to be like 9 o'clock.
Right.
And if I'm getting up at 4, I'm not staying up to like 11 or 12. I have a very short window of opportunity in which to do something else when I get home. So it's just, I think you have to multitask sometimes if you think you want to have like a good work-life balance. Sometimes it looks like, you know, a person who's going on a business trip. If you're an entrepreneur, you're like, yeah, I'm taking my family on vacation. It's like but you turn that into like a work business trip. Like you might work for like a day or two, and then you spend the next 5 days kind of with your family. Like you know, you kind of multitask. As you said, you kind of touch. Sometimes things are going to overlap,
right?
And it's nothing you can do about that.
Not a thing you can do about that. No. They also said balance is less about time and more about priorities. The biggest failure in leadership is equating time to success. Balance your work and your personal priorities. Know what can wait and know what needs to be done.
See, my mom, it's not like something along the lines of like my mom used to say. She used to say, you can't do, especially during the week, she goes, as a working parent, she goes, there's no way in the world you can go to work, you work 8 hours. That's just being at the place 8 hours. It's not talking about your
back and forth.
Yeah. Right. And then you come home, you cook, and then you're going to do laundry that night and fold it. Or you're going to come in and you're going to clean, because you already got to clean from cooking. But now you're talking about touching other parts of the house. And I remember her saying, there's certain things that you do during the week that have to be done. Like you have to cook, you have to do certain things, or if there's appointments or plays or whatever it is that has to be done.
Right.
When it comes to other things, she goes, leave that, like the cleaning for the weekend.
Okay.
You know, those things can be left.
Yeah.
You know,
like
to
a Thursday or
Saturday.
Friday night. I like to clean those nights because then you have the weekend to kind of.
I don't have the energy to do it. I'd be like, I'm not doing it.
It says some days life wins, some days work wins. It's a constant juggle, never a balance.
It isn't. And I just said, I don't ever feel like it never feels like this.
Right.
It is constantly, and I think at that point in time, work-life balance is the loudest wheel gets the oil.
Right, okay. So does your partner have to kind of get in where they fit in? Like, you know, do you feel like that or?
Yeah.
Like you said it.
Because again,
if you want to see me, you know.
Yeah, because again, if a person wanted to, they would.
Every time.
you know, if a person wanted to, they would. If that's not a priority, and I'm real about this right now, a relationship is not a priority to me right now. Mm-hmm. What's a priority to me is building generational wealth, focusing on a podcast, making sure the kids are good, looking at businesses, like all this other stuff, investing, like all these other things that I have going on. A relationship isn't a priority to me, so I would be doing that person a disservice if I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna start a relationship with you," because something's gonna fall off.
What if you find the love of your life? I'm sorry. James, she's the love of my life. Okay. How do you feel about if two people are so, like, you meet somebody like you, but they're the love of your life, like they're gonna be, you know, how do you, two people that have so many things going on, you meet another person that has all that stuff going on, but you're like, you know what, how are we gonna make this work?
Again,
if you want to, you will.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they will. Now, what I'm saying is, I might miss that opportunity. Like, that might be an opportunity that I miss because I'm laser focused on the things that I'm laser focused on right now. Mm-hmm. Now, if I tell this person, listen, these are my priorities. These are my top 3, 4, 5 priorities right now. Mm-hmm. Dating and being in a relationship is at the bottom of my list. Okay. Now, will I be able to go out every now and again? Yeah. Am I going to make that like, okay, every Friday, every Saturday, we'll do this, we're doing this, we're doing this? No, because I have other things that are a priority. Now, if that person feels like, well, you know what? I'm going to respect that. I'll respect that. 6 months, that could change.
They're like, man, she always busy.
You know what I mean? 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months, that could change. The trajectory mm-hmm. could change because I could probably have established or knocked off something off my to-do list or my manifestation list. Like, I did that. I now have some time to free up. But what I'm saying, if I'm focused and I know what my goals are and I'm focused on something, I don't ever want to do a person a disservice. Mm-hmm. By saying that, and give them a false pretense that, I'm ready for this relationship, knowing that I'm not. Right. And I think just people just should be honest about things like that. If you
what they want.
Yeah, if you know your job is very demanding mm-hmm. and you upfront with that, and you meet a person that you like, and you work 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and sometimes you got to go in on the weekend, whatever it is, and you got if you're upfront with that person, I like you, but my schedule is hectic, and I will try to make as much time as I can for you. It may not be to your liking, but know that I am putting forth a concerted effort. You know what I mean? I'm giving forth that effort, as opposed to somebody who's like, I just don't have time for it. I'm not focused on that right now.
Like you are saying.
Yeah, me. Like I'm saying, I'm not focused on that right now.
Right. So do you think certain careers like have the capacity to like be more deficit on mm-hmm. the being able to incorporate a relationship into them?
Yeah, I think there's certain, it depends. I mean, you have jobs and when you just like doctors, I guess, like when you kind of on call, especially when you starting out, you getting the shittiest rotation, you getting whatever's given to you.
Right.
It's like you may not have time for that. It's hard because, damn, like what do you do? Like, listen, I'm on call. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Or you run a business, you're an entrepreneur. Even though people say, oh, well, the reason for entrepreneurship is because you don't really want to work the 40 hours a week. When the realization is when you're an entrepreneur, you're probably working more than your average 40 hours a week, mm-hmm. especially if you don't have a team.
Yeah.
And you're just getting started and you're everything to that business. You're working more than 40 hours a week.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. So in that instance, you're going to need somebody who's going to come in and be like, oh, you got to go to you got to go, I don't know if you're running a laundromat. Oh, you got to work at the laundromat? You know what? I'll bring you lunch.
I like that.
Yeah. I'll come sit with you, while you're there. We can chat, we can talk. Yeah, it's ways to balance that, but you have to have a person who's willing to do that, because they might be like, I don't want to go on no damn date. It's a damn argument. He always
give me roll of quarters before you come up here, man.
You know what I mean? Like, he always at this damn argument. He's always at his auto body shop, or he's always doing this. He's always doing that.
Right.
And it may take a person to kind of come out of their comfort zone and do something different to date a person who is busier than they are, and that understands that, you know, a traditional date may not look like what they expect it to look like. It may not be like you going out to the dinner. It might be like, yeah, man, you know what? I got a cleaning business. I got these houses. I'm gonna be, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be here until like 9 o'clock at night. You be here, or we clean these office buildings. You know, I'll stop by and I'll bring you some dinner.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
You know, it's support.
Get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, going back to one of my favorite sayings too, if they wanted to, they would. Yeah. So where do you think you can find a potential mate at in order to kind of, since there's no time for anything else, well, let me say this. I think that people are resorting to finding mates on like social media now.
Yeah,
like they're going to the
Facebook dating. They keep popping up there. I'm like, what the hell?
I think that people, I mean, some people are finding...
I mean, I've seen people, like, even in these groups.
Right.
That'd be like, oh, like, I don't know, the groups on Facebook. Oh, we're leaving the group. We found each other. I'm like, that's great.
That's beautiful.
That is a beautiful thing.
May that love find me.
Yeah, but, yeah, the right love, may the right love...
Exactly.
Yeah, may the right love find me. May a supporting, comforting love find me. You know?
Okay.
May a safe love find me.
Safe love.
Yeah,
okay.
safe find me. So, yeah, it happens, but I think the easiest thing is, of course, because the world, again, is so social media oriented, the easiest thing to do that you're going to do is to go create a Bumble profile.
A profile somewhere or something.
Black people meet. I don't know.
No.
Black people
just
meet.
say plenty of fish.
But yeah, plenty of fish.
But
whatever.
So do you think that's like the microwave, as you like to say? You think that's the way of kind of cutting out the middleman of not having time to?
Yeah, because
where the guys at? Where are you finding people? I'm not saying you, but I'm
saying
in general.
I don't know where
are people finding them at? Are they at the gym?
There's plenty of people at the gym.
Okay.
There's always people at the gym.
Are they at the food line?
There's plenty of people at the food. As you walk about life, there's a whole bunch of people. True, but I think you're meant to meet who you're meant to meet when you're meant to meet them. Like, yeah, online, the easiest thing probably is going to be online, because while you sitting here, if you working, you take 5 or 10 minutes, you swiping through something. Oh yeah, you know, let me send him or her a message. Mm-hmm. That's probably the easiest thing. Some people might be like, I'll find them at church. You know, okay. People go to church if you know you do that, or even if you just go to church on Sundays at service, or if you're involved in your church, like some of those like groups that they have, they might meet them there. You can go out again, like you said, you perusing the aisles in the grocery store, you bump carts, you be like, oh my God, and then there's the heart eye emoji. You be like, oh, this is my person right here. I found you over here next to these frozen Snicker bars in the ice cream section, and novelty ice cream. Who knows? I just think, you know, you'll meet the person when you meet the person, but if you don't go out, then if you're not a person who goes out,
right,
then you've just basically just limited yourself to just social media dating at that point.
So you're talking about entrepreneurship before. Mm-hmm. So do you think that an entrepreneur, because they're focused on their stuff 100 hours a day, so they're probably less likely to find some work-life balance and be able to put a relationship in there than somebody with a regular 9-to-5 job? Or do you think that...
It depends on I think it all depends on, again, it's a determining factor. It depends on what your 9-to-5 job is. Mm-hmm. It depends on what level that dating is on your priority. Okay. You know, if you are a person who works 50, 60 hours a week and you say, I want a wife, this is what I've been fasting for, this is what I've been praying for, this is what I've been meditating about, this is what I've been journaling about, whatever it is, I want a spouse, I want a husband, I want, I want a wife.
Mm-hmm.
When that person comes along and you feel like, oh, this is the person for me, yeah, maybe you might scale back some hours, or maybe that person's like, hey, I know you're in your building phase of building up your business, or whatever it is, let me help you. Then you get you a helpmate. And then you build that way. It's just a lot of determining factors. It's just how bad do you want it? That's one. What are you willing to forego? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? And there has to be a level set and a level of honesty, And then again, you have the person who's an entrepreneur. Are they just starting? Then if a person is an established entrepreneur, they might have a team. Right. Now, they've been through that phase of, I was everything to this business. Now I have a team. I have a person managing this establishment. I have a person managing this store, this laundromat, whatever it is. I can go off and go take a 3-week vacation because I know this is in capable hands. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think it all depends on where you are in life and how dedicated you are to finding that person and then having that balance together.
Okay. So one final question. So how important, I think we touched on this, how important do you think it is to be able to incorporate love into your work-life balance? You feel like, I think that you've been saying that, if that's something that you want, it's important, because you won't get it unless you make time for it, or if that's something that you want.
Yeah. How important is love?
We all know what your answer is to that. How important is love? We are talking to the general populace.
I'm like,
we are trying to guide others.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, because I'm like, don't ask me, because, baby, I'm centrally focused on stuff. If it's important to you, make time for it. It goes back to when you hear women say, if he wanted to, he would.
I say that all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the truth, though.
It is the truth. If he wanted to, he would. So if she wanted to, she would. And then you just have to, sometimes love looks like meeting people where they are. Okay. I don't, but you have to ask yourself, like, how far are you willing to go to meet people where they are to get what you want? But love sometimes is just meeting people where they are. And then, you might have a person who's so focused on their goals and stuff, and they have like this myopic view and they can't see left, they can't, this tunnel vision, they can't see left or they can't see right. And you need a person to come in through that and reach around like this so that they can see you, and that you just kind of have to bring them out of there. Right. It's not to say that it's not possible, but it's just work-life balance is hard. Work-life, love-life, relationship balance is hard, which is why having a partner that you're on the same page with is so important. Right. Because if not, it's just going to make everything that you're trying to do that much harder, and it's going to be an uphill battle.
You have to have a balanced scale on that end of it, so that it kind of all, even if it's unbalanced, it's balanced. Because, there may be, you're carrying more on this side, but it's a balance. So I think that it's important too.
It is.
So,
I'm all for balance, because we know Libras are all about balance. Anything that you do, anything that we do, anything that requires us to do anything, we just needed to have a balance. The minute that something doesn't feel balanced, we're trying to come up with a solution or a plan of action to rectify that, to balance it. Right. Whatever that looks like. Right. Whatever that looks like at that point in time. Okay. But, can you have it all? Yeah. Can you have it all at the same time?
If that's what you want.
If that's what you want, and you know how to.
If you know how to juggle all the pieces at the same time,
yeah. You know what I mean? Life's life's a juggling act.
It is.
And
sometimes life wins. Sometimes
see, that's what
life wins. Yeah.
Sometimes life wins. Life is a 3-ring circuit. Sometimes
it is.
You just gotta watch out which clowns you let into your life, though. That's it.
On that note, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that you can have a work-life balance? Is there such thing? Do you think that you can put a relationship?
Yeah. Do you have a work-life balance? Like, if you have the optimal work-life balance situation right now, what are you doing to, like, what are the things that you've incorporated to make sure that nothing or no one or any aspect of your life gets left behind? Yeah, left out. Like, nothing is there. So, yeah, put those in the comments.
In the comments, guys, and let us know what you think. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Comment. We like comment. We
love comments.
Yeah, follow us on all of our social medias. We're every place. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. And here we are. So, right. As always, life is not about the destination.
It's about the journey.
And no matter where you are,
it's where you're meant to be.
And here we are. So we'll see you next episode.
See you. Bye, guys.